Risk versus reward. Most of us understand it. Most of us clearly understand risk versus reward. Most of us are not going to run into a bank waving a gun, talking about, stick up, it's a robbery, because you already know it's a good possibility that you will get shot and killed. That even if you get away with that money, eventually you're going to get caught. You're going to jail, and you're going to spend a large portion of your life behind bars. So when it comes down to risk versus reward for those things, we get it. I'm at work. I got a coworker. We're going to call him Lover Boy Player. He had a side chick. Now, he was bringing her past his house on a regular basis. Only problem was, he was married. And I asked him, I said, dog, you ain't worried about bringing that in there? You're not worried about your wife ever coming home? He said, dude, my wife works an hour away from the house, and she never comes home. I said, you ain't worried about your side chick doubling back, acting a fool, doing something crazy? He said, dude, I don't mess with those type of scallywags. He said, as long as you honest, and I'm honest, we having fun. We having a good time. Life is good. He said, nah, dog, I ain't worried about none of that. He said, look, man, scared money don't make money. You got to live your life to the fullest. I'm like, okay. About a month or so later, his daughter got sick at school during the workday. Unbeknownst to him, he didn't know that his wife was the contact person. So his wife had to pick the daughter up. He in his apartment. Him and his side chick in there partying like it's 1999. They getting it in. He having a blast. They finish doing what they do. They get dressed. They leave the apartment. They walking down the steps. They get out the building. They walking down the stepway toward his car. They get right at about the point they're about to get into his car. His wife pulls up. Hey, hubby. She speaks to him. Before he could get a word out, his understanding side chick, the woman he spoke so highly of, told the wife, I've been coming in and out of your house on a regular basis. She started describing where stuff was in the house. She started talking about the color of the bed sheets. Oh, yeah. And she let the wife know. I've been on that dick for a regular basis. He's sitting there speechless. Now they run around to the other side of the car. He trying to get this chick in the car because he bought it in so he can drop her back off home. He gets in the car. He say as he riding her home, he done cussed this broad out every kind of way he could. He get it to the house. Bang! He flying back home. He gets into the house. He begging. He pleading. He promising. He said everything a man could say to straighten the situation out. His wife accepted it. So he thought. She immediately made him go get a new bed. They went out, picked a bed. Immediately, that day, got a new bed. He comes back to work. He runs the story past us. He was saying how he could not believe that his side chick started running her mouth, started telling his wife everything. He said he couldn't believe it. He said, yeah, man, I think I worked this out, man. I think things gonna be all right. Now I'm thinking to myself, Daryl, you about to go through holy hell. As a matter of fact, and I can't tell him this, dude, it might be over. The best thing for you might be to leave, man. But I can't tell him, man, that. I'm like, look here, man. Yeah, you're gonna be walking on eggshells for a little while. That's what I'm telling him. I say, man, but hang in there. You can get this thing right. That day, he went from lover boy player to angel walking a straight line. That same day, she went from respectable wife to lady of the streets. Life changed for him that day. Every time he did anything wrong, she reminded him, at least I didn't bring a bitch home and was fucking her in our bed. I'm talking about if he came home from work 5 minutes late, she was on him. When she did things wrong and he got the fussing at her, she would remind him again, at least I didn't bring a bitch home and was fucking her in our bed. He started to become victimized of his own mistake. And this lasted for about another 3 or 4 years. I mean, he walking a straight line. He doing all the right things. He trying not to argue. He on eggshells. She started partying like it was 1999. She in the streets pulling her panties down for anybody she wanted to. She started taking work trips that had nothing to do with work. She started taking girl trips that had nothing to do with her girlfriends. She was living her best single lifestyle while being married. And he trying to do everything right. Oh, and for our sex going house, he was getting little to none. Almost non-existence. And like I said, this lasted about another 3 or 4 years. She tortured him. And he, lover, did not have a clue that she was wailing like it was 1999 in the streets. He just didn't have a clue. In his mind, he was like, just get a little more time. Just get a little more time. She gonna come around. Yeah, she did come around. She came around to serving him divorce papers. And oh yeah, she got a divorce. She came around to moving 4 hours down the road, which meant that not only did he lose his wife, now it was super inconvenient for him to see his daughter. And that comes back to risk versus reward. I mean, think about it. Best case scenario, you bring a side chick in your house, you're going to get some food on and have some fun. Worst case scenario, you're going to lose everything. Yes, he lost everything. He was paying some high child support. He couldn't barely see his kids. Oh yeah, and she never let him forget, I wasn't the one that brought some bitch in our house and was fucking in our bed. That was you, Mr. Dumbass. But anyway, y'all, my name is Daryl Moore. Check out my book, Payback. That's Daryl Moore. Check out my book, Payback. Peace, love, happiness. I'm out.